Greetings, good people. It's your brother, teacher, Ajamu Minka Kafele, and I'm coming to you today with a full review of the Black Panther movie, and particularly focused on its destructive images to the black man in general, the black man in America in particular, in this review. I'm sure all of us won't agree with this review. But it's the review that we need to see. We need to understand. The movie opens up with a scene of black men in America planning to commit a robbery with assault rifle machine guns. All right. So you're giving that image. The thing about this is that we find out later this is one of the spy agents of Wakanda. So this guy, you would assume, would already have access to resources or whatever he needs, because he's supposed to be operating as a spy on the behalf of Wakanda. But yet he's planning a robbery, right? This robbery planning had absolutely no purpose, no value to the movie whatsoever, other than to project an image of black men committing crimes. One of my biggest things is that there is a huge lack of male camaraderie, black male camaraderie and bonding and brotherhood in this movie, almost to the point of none, or when it does occur, it's very little. So we'll be talking about that. And so here's the scene where the brother that was the agent gets mad because he finds out the guy he thought was his best friend and buddy, that he stated that he trusted with his life, had lied to him. So you have a betrayal between two black men that happens right here. Now this is after you have the scene where T'Challa goes back after he's basically going through his resurrection, as I call it. And he goes back, and what we thought was a bonding of the black man with the black father, he basically goes and chastises the father, dishonors the relationship as lying to me, and as him and his father as not being a good king. Because later on he sat down with his ex, talking about his father wasn't a good king, and basically saying I just loved him, I used to look up to him, but he was no good. And he basically and what happened in this movie is it basically said that the black African is responsible for the creation of the black man in America situation. This is what's happening in the movie. This is what is happening in the movie. Okay, Wakanda, you won't come help the black man in America. You got all this technology. Even in the first scene, when the brother that was a spy got killed, he's saying they're oppressed, they're over policed, they're in jail, all of that. Wakanda would not come help, and we knew you wouldn't approve of it. So this thing is setting this whole tone that it ain't the white man who colonized and did all the destruction. It's not his fault. It's actually you, the black man outside of America, in Africa. It's your fault that you have this so-called crazed black man in America. And so therefore, from a white rulers of wickedness perspective, you, the black African, need to solve this problem because you created it. And he was sitting with his girlfriend on the mountaintop saying that I think that my father has created something worse, and it's not his fault. And then the movie is going through there and saying there's several lines where it's saying that Killmonger, you become one of them. You become one of them. Meaning he become one of the colonizers, one of the wicked ones of America. And that is absolutely not who Killmonger was or was about at all. But that's the subliminal message and subconscious things that are being projected into the minds of us watching this movie that don't catch that. Here, one of the glaring things that really stood out in this movie was the first thing I caught was one of the first things I caught in terms of the black male female relationship was this was his ex girlfriend. Okay. And that they were in conflict with each other, right? She loved Wakanda, loved him, but was at odds because, again, they didn't want to help. So she's doing spy work in America, throughout the country or other worlds, I'm sorry. And really in opposition to Wakanda, in opposition to the leader. And she even says, look, I just came back out of respect for your father, and respect for you and your position. But, I ain't really down with what the king and Wakanda is about because you won't help our people, out here that are suffering, right? So she's really a compliment to Killmonger, but in a softer way, right? In a softer way. So, but you basically had very little black male-female relationship bonding in the movie. There's a couple scenes, but you have more of a standout of black male female conflict in the movie. And we know the situation with a lot of black male female relationships and issues with ex-girlfriends, right? So, and you also have to note in this movie he never actually got married. He's a single king, right? Just, but yet the father was married. It's just, the whole black male female relationship thing was really also played down in this movie as well.